So if you're seeing it up on the screen, we should be live.
I'm not, so
You don't see it on the screen.
I don't. And it still says standby on my side, but
I think
I'm
we're
not sure if that's accurate or if that's just what I see. So,
well. That comes from our ignorance of technology.
oh, now I see you. Yes, I
Hmm.
see.
We should be good.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes now.
Hmm.
So that one's up now.
Very
So,
good. So
hallelujah.
now we're tackling the next part here that the disciples have laid out what has taken place from their perspective, and Yeshua has told them. He said, "O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not the Messiah to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory?" So he begins at Moses and all the prophets, and he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. I I imagine that they are actually remembering all these scriptures. I don't think they took a Bible with them. They didn't have scrolls with them. They were uh, uh, recounting all the scriptures that probably they had well memorized. That was not uncommon for the day, to just refer to the scriptures and talk about what Yeshua was bringing up. Of course, they just don't know who this is. It's just a
Mhm.
stranger here walking with them, and being he's headed toward Emmaus with them, they're thinking that he probably lives that direction or is staying there with friends or relatives. They have no suspicion of him at all, but he's obviously an incredible teacher. And he starts in all of the books of Moses, and he's working through story after story, passage after passage, and he is sharing with them insight to the Messiah and the crucifixion that they have never seen. They knew these scriptures, but they never realized that these scriptures were actually to explain and testify about the Messiah. They thought, as I think too many of us today, that the books of Moses were about Levitical laws, priesthood, the temple sanctuary, rights and duties, responsibilities, and and now this man is covering some of these same scriptures that they know well and saying, look at what it really says. Now, I want to have us take a look at a couple of these. First, before we go to Moses, I want to take you to Proverbs, just just as an example. We want to get you, the listener here, the ability to see and print these papers. We haven't figured out the technology on this yet, but we'll get there. This is titled "The Glory of the Word," and it's Proverbs 25 verse 2. You may want to follow along in your scripture and look this up. I have quoted right here the the line right from the King James. There's other versions say pretty close to the same thing. But what I want you to do is see what it actually says from the Hebrew. So this orange letter here, the bet, is actually the number 2. So it's verse 2 of Proverbs 25. And it says, Kavod Elohim haster davar. Kavod, this is our word glory. And kavod, if you looked it up in your dictionary, your Hebrew dictionary, or your Strong's dictionary, it would mean heavy. And heavy is related to glory, something that's weighty. So it's the glory of would be implied here, the glory of Elohim, and this gets translated as God in the text. To cause to hide, haster. Now,
Sorry to interrupt. Deb says that there's a big purple blotch with a fake person in the middle and that it won't let them in. So
yep, can't help that right now.
I don't know what to do.
So this is a causative. You actually know this word. If I was to spell it, even though you may not know Hebrew, you know this word. If I was to spell it with an aleph, samek tav resh. And this says Esther if I put the aleph in the front. Esther means I will hide. But this is in the Hifil binyan, which is cause to hide. So it's the glory of Elohim to cause to hide davar. Davar is word, the word. You know, think about this. When in the Gospel of John, you have John 1. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God, and the same was in the beginning with God. He is the Word. These scriptures are talking about the Word, who is the Messiah himself. And that Word was God. And so I believe that when we're talking here in Proverbs 25:2, where it says the glory of Elohim, it's the glory of Elohim to cause to hide the Word, we're not talking about a thing and a matter, as they put it in King James. We're talking about the Messiah. And God hid the Word in the flesh, and he was born as Yeshua. The rest of the verse says, and it's the glory of the kings. So the plural part here is the male plural here. Malakim, uchvod malakim hakor davar. So this is to intimately search out. It's not just a basic search. It's not a casual search. This is an intimate search. And what are they searching? It's the glory of kings to search out the Word. These two are the same. The vowel points underneath don't change the meaning of the word. These are singing canter marks and vowel points. And we are the kings. So Elohim has caused to hide his word, and it's the glory of kings to search out that word. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to look at a piece in Moses in the book of Exodus and examine a hidden place where the word